Good morning, Pastor Ron here. Yesterday was a somber day for most of the nation. Yesterday was a day that 19 years ago altered all of our lives. Everybody has a story, testimony, where you were, what you were doing, that kind of thing. I'm no different. I was at work and the information came in. It was a sad day. We had no idea what was going on. Unfortunately, our country was not in any way, shape, or form prepared to ward off an attack on our own soil. And, well, that's political. But anyway, a couple of events that led the next couple weeks I wanted to speak about. That night at 9/11, we held a prayer vigil at Mountaintop Ministries and prayed for our country, the wisdom of our president, which was George Bush at the time. And I was also chief of the local fire department and Company 27, Buchanan Valley. And also watching the news that night, there was a street, and I'll never forget this as long as I live. There was a street and the dust had laid on the street. The concrete dust was laying on the street and covered pretty much everyone. And there was this female reporter, and she was doing her job. She was trying to get a story. And here come the battalion chief walking up the street from the dust behind him. And she walked over and put the microphone in his face and said, "Sir, how are your men? How is your fire company?" And he looked at her and he said, "I have no fire company. They're all dead. All my firemen are dead." So out of that very day, over 3,000 Americans were killed, 60 police officers, 343 firemen were killed. And being a fire chief, you can be a deputy, you can be an assistant, but until you hold that position of fire chief where you hold people's lives in your hands, sending them into burning buildings, you just don't know exactly the feeling that you get to know what that battalion chief felt like. And Missy and I prayed for him and other firefighters. And then about a week went by, and there's a national program. It's in Emmitsburg. The National Fire Academy is down there. And every year we do a fallen firefighters memorial. And some dignitaries come in and we, do some programming. Anyway, that year, 9/11 just happened. And I received a call here early one morning from a local dignitary that was responding to the Secret Service for President Bush. And they were requesting fire departments to come bring an engine, tanker, a rescue engine. And they wanted Buchanan Valley to come down. We were allowed to have 4 people on the crew. All of them, I had to get their name, social security number. It was a little bit of a top secret thing to start out, and it wasn't really announced that President Bush was coming to the Fallen Firefighters program, national program. So we got the 4 people, and they said, well, if somebody can't make it the last minute, do not substitute anyone. This is top priority, national security and all that. And so the morning we got up of the day, we got up at 3 o'clock a.m. and we took the fire truck down to Emmitsburg, pulled into a decon zone. They went over our truck. We had to be searched and went through metal detectors and went out and parked our truck. If you've ever been down there to the firefighters program, there's a helipad out in the field, and that's where President Bush was going to land. So he was going to use the fire trucks as a shield as his motorcade came from the helipad down to the program. Isn't that exciting? Well, anyway, we were all hustled into a room, fairly large room, and again, we had to go through some security and that kind of thing. Well, the door opened up and two Secret Service guys come in. I mean, you can tell them guys a mile away. And they came in and looked around the room and then stepped George Bush in, President George Bush in. And he greeted us all, thanked us all for our service. It was pretty exciting, very emotional, because we knew that we had somebody on our side. We knew that this president was not going to put up with this. And we knew that we had our man there that was going to take action. And we were pretty proud of that fact. We're all volunteer. There wasn't anybody that was paid to do the job. We're all volunteer. Anyway, he went out, and then we were allowed to go out and watch the program and be part of it, actually. And he personally handed a red rose to every single wife or mother of a fallen firefighter for the previous year. That inspired me. Not many presidents come to that level and do those kind of things. It was pretty exciting. Then he made a promise to all the families of the 9/11 program that we were going to take the fight to their soil. And within 12 hours, we attacked the enemy on their soil. Little did we know that that would be the beginning of something we know today, the tyranny that we are seeing today. I make no mistake that we stand as a free nation, as a nation under God, who has given us our principles from the day one. And now we're being destroyed from within. We're being destroyed between each other, the fighting and so forth. We need God today in our nation. We need God right now to enact a miracle. You know, I've promised you and myself that I would not get real politically motivated, but I guarantee you one thing. I vote, and I vote every election. I vote for candidates I feel that will take our moral standards and lift them up to God. Oh, there's one thing I didn't tell you. Before President Bush left the room, he asked us all to bow our heads. The President of the United States of America prayed for us, prayed for our country. I got to tell you, we need God big time. We need revival big time. I pray that if you're listening to this message, you get a hold of this message by going to church, getting closer to God, getting involved in your community, and get out there and vote in November. We're on the very hinges of losing our country. Are we in the end times? I don't know, but boy, it's sure, my reading of the Bible is sure telling me that we're not far off. And are they good times? Well, certainly they are, because these are the times that God's move. The God that we serve, will move big. We'll see wonders and all kind of things happening. I pray that God shows up in a big time way to be able to help people in need. I pray that God will be with you. Turn to God. Have a blessed day. And I pray for you.